Hi, my name is Melanie, and I'm a consultant in the culture space. I'm also a Black woman who spends a great deal of time, because of what I do for a living, I spend a lot of time talking to non-Black people about issues of race, and especially issues of race as they affect the Black community. And I find that there are four things that happen during that communication that really break down conversations, break down attempts to build trust or build bridges, etc. And I call those the 4Ds of white supremacy. That doesn't mean that these are things that are practiced only by white supremacists. This means that these are four things that happen in conversation that typically keep us from being able to discuss America, race, and culture at a level that really addresses the ongoing issues that we face and the history that got us here. First D is defensiveness. This is when we are talking about the struggles of Black people, and we have to stop the conversation because of comments like, not all white people did this, but I'm white and I work for racial justice. We're talking about history, we're talking about patterns of behavior, and we're talking about an entire population. And to have to stop the conversation to talk about your feelings basically reinforces that we are second-class citizens and that our concerns cannot be top of mind. The second is denial. These facts can't be true. This isn't what I learned when I was in school. Well, first of all, we have to remember who wrote most history textbooks and who has framed most conversations around race throughout the 16, 17, 18, 1900s and well into the 2000s. And with the whitening of American newsrooms, we're really returning to form. The next is deflection. Well, Africans owned slaves. Well, Chinese colonized. Why are we talking about white people? Okay, sure, but why aren't we? Why can't we? Because we live in America right now. We are living in a moment of white supremacy, and if we can't talk about white supremacy, how do we deal with its reality and move forward from it? So we've talked about what? Defensiveness, denial, deflection, and then there's dismissal. And that is, well, you're clearly wrong, so why would I engage? I know better than you do about this topic, so why should I listen to you, even though this has been your lived experience? Even though you have put in the time, the research, the coursework, the whatever, or just lived in a Black body day to day. What you're telling me has no merit because I know better. I know this is going to sound like a harsh critique for some, but those 4Ds really are what keeps us from being able to move forward. Educate yourself and do your best to behave differently.